Traffic deaths reached a 16-year high in 2021. That's according to the U.S. Department of Transportation. So what's going on and how can these be prevented? Joining us live to talk about all of that, Jason Fries, the CEO of San Francisco-based 3D Forensic, which is a forensic animation firm. Good morning.
Good morning, Joanna.
Thank you for being here. I am a traffic anchor here, and I noticed this almost right away during the pandemic, that even though there were less cars on the roads, and me thinking at least, that that should mean less accidents, that was absolutely not the case. What are you finding?
Yeah, it's actually, I had a similar situation. I assumed that when the pandemic first started, I saw a lot less cars on the street, and I thought that would actually make us see less fatality accidents when we are doing our work. But our cases actually went up during the pandemic. And the one thing that we realized, and I think other people realized as well, is that the bad traffic that we are typically used to in the Bay Area, Los Angeles, and even in the places like Sacramento and Bakersfield, that traffic was actually helping us keep us safe. By the lower the traffic speeds were going, the slower we're going. In order to get a fatality, speeds have to get up. And so when the pandemic shutdown began, it opened up freeways and really allowed people to do unsafe speeds and practice unsafe ideas. And the end result was that while we had 13% less traffic on the streets, we actually saw a 14% increase in fatality accidents.
Yeah, what about alcohol-related traffic deaths as well?
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but one of the things the pandemic did was it actually saw an increase in alcohol consumption of about 14%. And I don't think it's a coincidence that 14% is also the exact increase we saw in alcohol-related deaths. Again, I think anecdotally, people saw less traffic on the streets. And they also had an idea or thought that with less traffic, there were less police officers and people started to drink more. And unfortunately, when people drink more, they make poor decisions, including drinking and driving. And so we did see a serious increase in alcohol-related consumption and alcohol-related deaths.
Yes, it's really terrible. I'm curious what common or notable themes you saw when it comes to fatal crashes.
Well, I mean, one of the things is we definitely saw an increase in speed in these fatal crashes. We would see accidents around the San Francisco Bay Area, and those speeds of these accidents would be 25 miles an hour, 27 miles an hour, 15, 5 miles an hour. We started seeing for the first time in a long time accidents and speeds of excess of 80 to 100 miles an hour. Again, with alcohol consumption, that had a serious effect. A lot of people don't understand this, but it takes about a second to a second and a half for a human being to perceive danger in front of them, take their foot off the accelerator and apply the brake. So if it takes you 1 second to even begin to avoid an accident and you're driving at 80 miles an hour, that means in that 1 second, you've traveled 120 feet before your car is even beginning to slow down. And those speeds and those sorts of situations just create, environments where human beings simply can't react fast enough for safety reasons. And it's unfortunate, that it's happening in a time like this.
Jason Fries, thank you so much for sharing this important information. I know I see it from the CHP all the time, especially over the last year. So hopefully we'll start to see some changes there.
Yes, let's hope.
Yeah, thank you. We'll be right back.
You're welcome.